Hey guys, it's Jen. This video pretty much is gonna be about my story and how I got to where I'm at with my gastroparesis. Um, I'm gonna talk about tests that were run. I'm gonna talk about my symptoms, um, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So my fight actually started in 2011. I was rushed to the emergency room with severe pain on my right side under my breast. Come to find out that I needed my gallbladder removed. So they did the surgery, went home the same night. Everything was pretty much fine after that. About 6 months to a year after the surgery, I started losing drastic amount of weight. I think I lost between 50 55 pounds. I went down from about 250 260 down to 205. So I also started having really bad nausea, throwing up anytime I ate, feeling really full after I ate. There was days that I didn't eat at all. I can go stretches of time without eating food because it made me so sick. I just didn't really want to deal with it. Um, After a while, I just kind of went to my doctor and let her know what was going on, and she sent me to my GI doctor that I have now. Well, he's been my doctor. So I went about 2012. I had my first appointment with him, and he kind of ran every test under the sun. He ran endoscopies, colonoscopies, stool samples, what else? Barium tests, X-ray, whatever he thought of, he ran. Everything came back normal. I didn't have celiac and I didn't have Crohn's. The only thing that came back abnormal was my endoscopy and my colonoscopy. My endoscopy showed that I had erosion in my esophagus and erosion in my stomach. My colonoscopy showed that I had diverticulosis. Also, the endoscopy showed that I had H. pylori infection in my stomach. So he sent me home with a high fiber diet, omeprazole for my, heartburn, and antibiotics for the H. pylori, and told me that I should be fine. After a couple of weeks, I still wasn't feeling better, so I went back to him, and at this point in time, I honestly was tired of just being sick, so he ordered a camera pill endoscopy. And for those of you who do not know, a camera pill endoscopy is pretty much, it's a pill the size of a vitamin that you swallow, and they strap a little like box around your neck, and that pretty much monitors the pill and watches it go down. I didn't have that test. I kind of ran from my doctor just because I was so afraid, and I was so tired of being sick. Big mistake. I should have never done that. Fast forward to 2015. I just gotten married, and my symptoms were still really bad. If anything, they had gotten worse to where I didn't want to eat anything or drink anything. I would go days without eating or drinking. And, my husband didn't know what was going on, and he just kept pushing me, babe, you got to eat. I know you got to be hungry. And I really wasn't. But to make him happy, I ate. And I would force myself to eat so much that I would be in so much pain, and I would just throw everything up. And I had nausea all day, so I had to stop working because I was constantly calling out. I was in urgent care, in the hospital, seeing my doctors, and I just was like fed up with everything. So I kind of just stopped working, and just try to deal with my health as best as I could. Went back to my GI doctor and explained to him like everything that was going on. So he did another endoscopy, which showed I still had H. pylori in my stomach, and I still had major erosion in my esophagus. He did a colonoscopy, which, to backtrack a little bit, I ended up having a diverticulitis flare up in October, of 2015, which landed me in the hospital. And they just couldn't figure out what was going on. So again, he did the endoscopy, he did the colonoscopy, and that showed that I still had H. pylori. The flare up had gone away for the diverticulitis, but I had to be careful with that because being that I already had a flare up, I can end up having more. And other than that, there was nothing else. Everything came back fine. So we were still baffled as to what was going on with me. He ended up ordering a camera pill endoscopy again. And this time I did it. My husband was not going to let me run, and I couldn't let myself run. I owed it to myself to know what was going on with my body. I went back a week later to get the results, and he told me there were no real results. And I said, why? He actually told me the camera pill sat in my stomach for over 8 hours, and he couldn't really tell me how long, because after 8 hours the battery died. So it pretty much just sat in my stomach for 8 hours, along with the food that I ate right after they put the pill, because they allow you to eat, I think it's 2 hours after you take the pill, a light meal, and I ate, and the food just sat there with it. And that is honestly the first time I ever heard about gastroparesis. He sat and looked at me and said, I think you might have gastroparesis. I think this might be the answer to all our problems, all your symptoms you've been having. And he told me, we're going to do it. We need to do some tests. So I ended up having another small bowel series and a gastric emptying study. The small bowel series took me hours to do because the barium did not want to move through my stomach. It actually kind of sat there for a little while. I ended up having to do jumping jacks to get the barium to go down. Like, I had to walk. I had to jump up and down. I just did anything I could to just make the barium move. And, finally it went through. They didn't see anything on that test. Then I ended up having a gastric emptying study. So again, for those who don't know, a gastric emptying study is pretty much a test they do where you eat radioactive eggs or radioactive oatmeal. And what they do is, after you first eat, they'll do an x-ray. Before you eat, actually, I'm sorry, before you, they'll do an x-ray. Then you eat, right? And, I think it's half an hour after you eat or something like that, they take the test. The way they did mine was, I ate, and then half an hour after I ate, they ended up taking an x-ray, and then it was like an hour after that, like every hour after that, for up to 4 hours. I asked the guy, how will I know if my results are normal? He said, if I let you go after 2 hours. 2-hour mark hit, and I actually got a peek of the pictures, because they really, in my hospital, they don't allow you to see them. And the food had not moved. Not at all. Maybe a little bit had moved. So he said, come back in an hour. And then come back an hour after that. Then after 4 hours, he kind of said, you can go home now. And I knew something was wrong, because I was nauseous the whole time. I wanted to throw up. And, I called my doctor about 2 days after I had the test, and he confirmed that I had moderate gastroparesis. There was still food sitting in my stomach after the 4-hour mark. And he wanted me to see a motility specialist. And that was pretty much it. I had no information after that. They didn't give me diets. He didn't tell me anything. He just said, this is what you have. You have to see the motility specialist, and that's it. Everything that I have found out about gastroparesis, I either Googled, YouTubed, or went to groups and found out about. I put myself... because I wasn't tolerating solid food at all at this time, and I finally had a diagnosis, I put myself on a liquid diet. My body does better with a liquid diet. I still am hurting. I still get bloated off of a liquid diet. But what I do is once a week, I introduce a new food. Twice a week, I introduce a new food. If I don't do well on it, scratch, it goes off my list. I do that. There are days that I love to feel normal. So I will eat something I'm not supposed to eat, and I will pay the price for it for days. you know, like I said, to be honest, it feels like I'm pregnant. Like that's what it feels like. For those of you who have not been pregnant, it feels like you're pregnant. It feels like you have morning sickness all day, every day. It feels like you're cramping, like if you're pregnant. Like you're bloated, like if you're pregnant. Like you can actually pass off as a pregnant person for all the physical stuff that goes on. Um, you know, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. We definitely need more education and more awareness out there. There's not that many people that know about it. Like I said, I've never heard about gastroparesis until my camera pill endoscopy. I may have had this for years. They don't. They think it's from my diabetes because I am a diabetic, but they don't know it could have been caused by my surgery. They just go with the easiest pick, which is diabetes automatically because I'm a diabetic. Ring, ring, ring. There's no other reason. But I know when I started having symptoms, and that was after my surgery. So I will never know the reason why I got it. It could be from my diabetes. It could be from me just not caring about having to go on a certain diet. When I first got diagnosed, or all that time that I was feeling sick, that I was just forcing myself to eat to make people happy. Listen to your body. That's like the one thing that I will tell anybody. Listen to your body. If you're feeling pain, if you're feeling things that you don't normally feel, that you feel are not normal, go to the doctor. And if they tell you nothing's wrong, keep pushing. Keep asking questions. Keep telling them, I'm sick. I am sick. Do something about it. Keep being in their face. That's the only way that you're gonna get any results. I saw the motility specialist. He put me on Reglan. For me, it didn't work. There are some people out there that it worked for. For me, it didn't. It gave me really bad side effects. I pretty much slept all day like a zombie. I had really bad twitching in my face. I had gotten it the second day, which was quite funny, and I felt like twitching in my lips, and I just stopped the medication. I called him and I stopped the medication, and I wasn't gonna put myself through that. I didn't want any permanent damages done by that medication. So, but like I said, everybody's different. I heard great stories. People been on it for 10 years, some. And you know what? I'm happy for them, but it didn't work for me. So now I have to find the next step. I'm still struggling to eat. I'm still struggling to find a balance. I'm still in denial in a way that I'm sick. I hate saying that I'm sick. Like when people ask me, why do you have those dark circles under your eyes? As you can tell, I have them. Why does your body look swollen? Let's see. Maybe because I'm not eating. Maybe because I don't get to sleep at night because I'm so busy throwing up acid, bile, burning. Well, it burns, So I get up in the middle of the night to do that. But we need to raise more awareness on this, and that is the purpose of my videos. And I hope that this video can help you guys. Listen to your body, listen to what you feel. If something's wrong, it's wrong. Don't let anybody tell you that what you're feeling is not what is. Don't let anybody make you think it's up here, because it's not. It's not. I did that for a very long time. I let people tell me how to feel and what to feel, and that's why I ran from the doctor in the first time, and I just didn't want to deal with it. And now I'm dealing with the repercussions of that. I'm dealing with the consequences, because now I'm sick, and my doctor already told me there's no cure for this. There's no repairing it. And that's it. I have to live with it for the rest of my life. Eventually I might lose weight, but I'm on the chubbier side of, gastroparesis warriors. That's what I call myself, a warrior. And, I often am told that I can't be feeling the things that I do, that I'm not suffering as much as the rest of them. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, I am suffering. Very, very much. I was a foodie before all of this, and I can't even steak. Steak was my thing, and now I can't even eat it. I can't. I've tried it after I was diagnosed, and it just makes me really painfully sick, really in a lot of pain, so I just don't do it to myself. But like I said, if you get anything from this video, please listen to your body. Make sure the doctors are listening, and if they're not listening, find somebody that will. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Maybe I'll do another video later, maybe not. I think you probably see my face enough today. But I hope you guys have an awesome tummy day, and I hope you guys get something from this video. Okay? Bye.